Coming to you live from the Walker Center on the campus of Oklahoma City University. Welcome to Studio 22, a production of the Mass Communication Department. I'm your host, Samuel Williams, and joining me on today's show is Miss Alison Gappa. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a little rainy today, but
I
had the whole, rain jacket going on. And
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you deal with a lot of rain and different types of climates, especially in your profession with sports, right? You're a sports writer or sports analyst on TV, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember one game, I'm a sports reporter for Oklahoma State, and it was just like torrential downpour. And one of, I guess, the cool parts about working for the university is because you kind of become like family, even with like the equipment staff. So I'm over here getting like drenched and run back to the equipment room, and they're like, already have a jacket for me and stuff like that. So yeah,
That's
definitely. Awesome. This time of year, I'm usually sweating, so I'm putting on makeup like 3 or 4 times a day because, the 90-degree heat, and yeah.
For sure. So you've had your share of rainy days, even on this campus.
Yeah.
You actually graduated from OCU.
I did.
And what year was that?
2013.
2013. What did you receive your degree in?
Mass communications with a emphasis in broadcasting.
Emphasis in broadcasting. That's awesome. So what do you do with that now?
I work at Oklahoma State, and I'm a reporter, producer, and sideline reporter there.
Okay, so how long have you been doing that?
This is the start of my 3rd year at OSU. Before that, I freelanced for Sooner Vision. I did a lot of feature reporting, sideline reporting, and just kind of interned. And I worked at KSBI, which is now owned by Channel 9, and did some sports reporting for them as well too. And
So is this something that you've always wanted to do, as it's always been a life career to be on TV and be a sports analyst or a reporter?
Yeah, actually, I figured out my freshman year here, right before I chose a major, that's what I wanted to do, was broadcasting, and then sports was just kind of the thing that I was always covering, and I've come from a sports family, and fell in love with it, and that's always what I was doing when I went to school here.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll continue that conversation when we come back.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oklahoma isn't your room. So don't trash it.
Welcome back to Studio 22. I'm your host, Samuel Williams. Joining me is Miss Alison Gappa. So before the break, we were talking about your different jobs that you've worked. Can you tell us a couple more? Like, how was that freelance? You did some freelance. How was that for you? What does that really entail?
Yeah, I mean, after I graduated, I actually had 1 or 2 like really small market job offers, and I was kind of weighing that between that and then freelancing for Sooner Vision, and they kind of created Sooner Vision in response to the Longhorn Network, and one of my biggest mentors created that, and I knew that if I kind of took the path on freelancing, I'd be able to get a little bit more experience in feature reporting and sideline reporting, and that is more so where I saw my future going. And so it was kind of a risk because you just graduated, you're turning down a route that a lot of people go in television, and so, but I couldn't be, more happy. The job at OSU opened up, and that is a full-time gig, and now I am able to do all that feature reporting and sideline reporting and producing there.
So if I'm correct, you started at OU at first?
Yeah.
And then switched to OSU?
Yeah.
Do you feel a little bit of traitor? Do you feel like a little
Well,
tension?
I will say this, because my bosses actually went to school at Nebraska together, and one of their big mentors was a guy who's like huge in college football video screens, the big screens. So the fact that I didn't graduate from OU was big for them. So it actually helped me that I graduated from OCU because, I even remember, in the interview and talking to my boss now, I'm like, hey, I know I freelanced for OU, but it's not like I graduated from there. So.
Wow, that's awesome. So do you just shoot football? I noticed did you shoot some basketball as well?
Yeah,
and
so
baseball?
I cover all sports there.
Okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously football gets a lot of my attention, and then we kind of transition into basketball season, and I do all the sideline reporting for men's and women's basketball, and with our third tier broadcasts. I also produce all the coaches show all year round. So it's Coach Gunny in the fall, our men's and women's basketball coaches, and then we have a spring sports show that does all the different sports. And so my job changes as the year progresses.
Well, thanks for having you coming on our show today. Again, thanks for joining us on Studio 22. We'll see you next week.